Visuals: fast-paced, impactful shots, long queues for food, violent protests, images of Maduro delivering passionate speeches, shots of abandoned oil fields. In the heart of Latin America lies a nation once the richest in the region, floating on a sea of oil. Today, it is engulfed in an unprecedented humanitarian, economic, and political crisis. One man stands at the center of this storm: Nicolás Maduro. Who is this man? How did he lead Venezuela to the brink? And can there be any hope? Intriguing question. Is he a strong leader defending his country's sovereignty against foreign intervention, or a dictator suppressing his people and driving them towards poverty? Visuals: archival footage of a young Maduro, with Chavez, then in ministerial positions. Nicolás Maduro did not come from the political elite. He began his life as a bus driver. Rising through the ranks of the labor movement, he was a loyal disciple of Hugo Chavez, the charismatic leader who launched the Bolivarian Revolution. When Chavez died in 2013, Maduro inherited not only the presidency, but also a complex legacy of socialist promises and abundant oil. Turning point. But was he ready to carry this legacy? Visuals: graphs showing the collapse of oil prices, images of empty supermarket shelves. Hyperinflated Venezuelan currency, malnourished children. Venezuela was almost entirely dependent on oil. When global prices collapsed, the catastrophe began. Under Maduro's rule, the country witnessed rampant hyperinflation reaching millions of %, severe shortages of food and medicine, and a near-total collapse of infrastructure. Causes: was this due to economic mismanagement and rampant corruption, or due to harsh U.S. sanctions that choked the economy? Results: millions fled the country. In one of the largest migration crises in recent history. Visuals: footage of opposition protests, security forces suppressing demonstrators, images of arrested or exiled opposition leaders. Footage of the Constituent Assembly. Economic collapse was not the only challenge. Maduro faced fierce internal opposition. His response was firm, suppressing protests, imprisoning opponents, stripping the opposition-controlled parliament of its powers, and replacing it with a loyal Constituent Assembly. Controversial elections. The 2018 presidential elections, won by Maduro, were described by many countries as illegitimate, leading to a deep legitimacy crisis. Juan Guaidó. The emergence of Juan Guaidó as interim president with broad international support added another layer of complexity and tension. Visuals: images of Maduro with leaders from Cuba, Russia, China, and Iran. Footage of U.S. officials criticizing Maduro amidst Western isolation. Maduro built strong alliances with countries like Cuba, Russia, China, and Iran, which provided economic and military support. In contrast, relations with the United States became highly strained, with Washington imposing severe sanctions aimed at his overthrow. Accusations: Maduro and his inner circle face serious accusations from the United States regarding drug trafficking and corruption, increasing international pressure on him. Regional impact. Venezuela became a major concern for its Latin American neighbors due to the influx of refugees and instability. Visuals: optimistic shots of Venezuela before the crisis, then recent footage showing challenges, then symbolic shots of hope or change. After years of crisis, Maduro remains in power. But what is the future of Venezuela? Can the country recover? And what legacy will Maduro leave behind? Will history remember him as a leader who defended his country's sovereignty against imperialism, or as a dictator who led his people to ruin? Potential scenarios: will the status quo continue, or is change on the horizon? Visuals: a final shot of Maduro or the Venezuelan flag, then a black screen with text inviting engagement. The story of Nicolás Maduro and Venezuela is a complex and dramatic one, which cannot be reduced to a single answer. It raises questions about power, economy, human rights, and national sovereignty. Call to action: what is your opinion on Maduro's rule? Do you believe international sanctions are the main cause of the crisis, or is internal mismanagement responsible? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Reminder: don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analyses.